Jana Vallabha Giridhara Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jaisacinandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanacharim Jamuna Tira Vanacharim Jamuna Tira Vanacharim Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone, chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha, Radhanath, Radha Radhanath, Radhe Jaya. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Gaura Hare, Gaura Hare, Gaura Hare, Jaya Gaura Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Go Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. So thank you all for coming and braving this cold morning, but it's going to be warm later. Warming up. So today, this morning, we're going to continue reading from the Nectar of Instruction, Upadeshamrita, by Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, and the purports are by Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya. Today's topic is Tat Tat Karma Pravatanat. The following the regulative principles, or following according to regulative principles. And abandoning the association of non-devotees. Acting according to regular principles such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, hearing, chanting, and remembering Krishna. Utsaha nischahai daryat tat tat karma pravatanat sangatyagat sato vrite sadbir bhakti prasidyati. Utsahan, everybody. Utsahan. Enthusiasm. Say. Enthusiasm. Nischayat, by confidence. Dhairyat, by patience. Tat karma, various activities favorable for devotional service. Pravatanat, by performing. Sangatyagat, by giving up the association of non-devotees. Sata, of the great previous acharyas. Vrite, by following in the footsteps. Sadbi, by these six. Bhakti, devotional service. Prasidyati, advances to become successful. So these are the positives of practicing Krishna consciousness, and Rupa Goswami gives us a very wonderful guideline that how we all can be successful in performing devotional service. Even if we are from the lowest of, if we feel we are the lowest of low, still there's always hope in this practice of Krishna consciousness, and we can come to the highest level of Krishna consciousness. So, or going back home, back to Godhead, or giving up birth, death, disease, old age, the real suffering. The purport is, as already explained, one should not be idle but should be very enthusiastic about executing regular principles. Tat tat karma pravatanat. Neglect of the regular principles will destroy devotional service. In this Krishna consciousness movement, there are four basic regular principles. You all are familiar with that. Forbidding illicit sex, meat-eating, gambling, and intoxication. A devotee must be very enthusiastic about following these principles. If he becomes slack in following any of them, his progress will certainly be checked. Srila Rupa Goswami therefore recommends Tat Tat Karma Pravatanat. One must strictly follow the regular principles of Vaidhi Bhakti In addition to these four prohibitions, yama, there are positive regulative principles, niyama, such as the daily chanting of 16 rounds on japamala, beads. These regular activities must be faithfully performed with enthusiasm. This is called tat karma pravatanat, or varied engagement in devotional service. Furthermore, in order to be successful in devotion, one must give up the association of undesirable people. This includes karmis, jnanis, yogis, and other non-devotees. Once Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asked by one of his household devotees about the general principles of Vaishnavism, as well as the general routine activities of the Vaishnavas. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately replied, Asat Sangha Tyag, a Vaishnavachar. Characteristically, a Vaishnava is one who gives up the association of worldly-minded people or non-devotees. Sri Narottam Das Thakur has therefore recommended Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakti Sanevas. One has to live in the company of pure devotees, execute the regular principles laid down by the previous acharyas. The six Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, and Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. If one lives in the association of devotees, there is little chance of associating with non-devotees. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is opening many centers just to invite people to live in the company of devotees and practice the regular principles of spiritual life. Om Jnana Timarandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumalitam Jaina Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jaina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrachatam Sahagana Raghunath Anvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarobhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyahevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So tat karma pravatanat. Accepting things that are favorable. There are two words that describe this. Pratikul and anukul. Pratikul means rejecting what's not favorable for our practice of devotional service. And anukul means accepting what is favorable. So we have to discern that. We have to be very mindful of that, these two. Either we're accepting what's favorable and we neglect what is not favorable in our quest for spiritual advancement. And the whole goal is to come to Krishna consciousness to advance, not to stay static, isn't it? We have to grow. And Srila Prabhupada wanted us to grow in Krishna consciousness. He wanted us to chant the holy names with conviction, enthusiasm. These holy names are the this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is the end and the beginning of all our spiritual advancement. The goal is to chant perfectly with enthusiasm, with confidence that yes, this is the this is the greatest thing. This is the greatest gift for this Kali Yuga, the chanting the holy names. So this is what is favorable execution. And of course, practical means everything within the material world is we understand is as a beginning it has a end. And everything that is mundane does not make us advance either. Mundane things will stifle us. We become accustomed to that. We're conditioned to hear mundane gossip or prajalpa or through the medium of the TV or the newspapers or reading literature that is practical, which is not favorable. And because of our conditioning, we find it very hard. But somehow we have to become more determined, as this verse, with determination, with confidence that what is favorable, anukul, what is favorable for, we have to pursue that. Yeah. It is said spiritual life is like a razor's edge. If you felt a razor, it's very sharp on both edges, isn't it? And even if one may shave for many years, still there's always a chance that he will cut himself. There's always a danger. One slight momentary lapse in concentration or focus, right? You know, you all shave. You know that. So spiritual life is like that. It's like a razor's edge. It is described that one momentary lapse in our concentration, or we can go back to our conditioning again. Therefore, how to maintain that? Prabhupada says we have to always pursue the association of pure devotees. Always be in the association of and follow in their footsteps. Shato Vrite, as the verse says, follow in the footsteps of. And so when we follow in then we give up as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, we have to give up worldly-minded association. Worldly-minded means materialistic association. And what is that? That is very much explained in detail. The association with, as Prabhupada mentioned here, with Gyanis, Yogis, Karmis. Karmis are, this word Prabhupada mentions a lot. Karmis are those who are out and out materialists. They are out and out materialists. But somehow they may pursue some kind of God consciousness, but the goal is to be very materialistic. They may use that as to pursue the goals, pursue some religious principles. Just the end result is they want, like Maharaj was explaining the other day in the Bhagavatam class, these 4 things which are very prominent. Dharma, Hatha, Moksha, Kama. Dharma, Hatha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma, they may pursue some kind of religiosity, some mundane kind of religiosity, but is very materially motivated. Very much materially motivated. And they may, Artha, but the whole agenda is they want, Artha means wealth, economic well-being. They want nice family, nice house. Like the famous prayer we say, Om Jai Jagadisha Hare. Give me a what? A house by the sea and a color TV. This is what their desire is, something very materialistic. But somehow they want to hold on to some kind of religiosity. So these actually, that kind of association we should not accept. It's not favorable for. But we should pursue that who are very much living a very simplistic lifestyle. Devotee life means a Vaishnava is very simplest, lives a very simplistic, simple living. Even if he has wealth, he is endowed with wealth, he will see how he will use it in Krishna consciousness, not to amass a good fortune, to get richer and become miserly. No, a Vaishnava will see for the benefit of others. Is para dukkha dukhi. Para dukkha dukhi means he feels distress when he sees suffering. He feels distress. He feels so much distressed that he wants to alleviate the suffering. Not that they will give somebody some economical welfare, but the real suffering is that they have forgotten Krishna, that they are in ignorance of the identity of who they are. That is real suffering. It's not that we don't have food or we don't have shelter. That is a temporary suffering. At some point we will have, because this is the nature of the material world, and we see that how it is acting, isn't it? Sometimes it's very, like today is a very nice day. A few weeks ago it was just rain, isn't it? And there was so much distraction. So this is the nature of this. It is never, it is always changing. And somehow we have to, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, we have to tolerate matas prasastu kauntaya situsnashika dukkada agamai payino nityas tam titikshava bharata. We have to tolerate heat and cold, happiness, distress. Because it is all the nature of the material world. We cannot improve that. What's allotted to you, you will get. But we can change our karma, or we can free ourselves from karma. That is to practice Krishna consciousness. And if we follow these principles as laid down by Rupa Goswami, then yes, we will become karma free. We will become all karma, free from karma. Because karma will bind us, whether we have good karma or bad, it's going to bind us to this material world. And I'm sure by now, with all this experience we have, you don't want to stick around, right? Any intelligent person will think, no, I don't want to be around here. Better I perfect my life. This is the opportunity given by this Krishna conscious movement to perfect our lives. And and all the ingredients are here. We have this beautiful temple. We have devotees who are living in this temple. We have wonderful Bhagavad has given us wonderful literature that we can imbibe and make our lot better, improve our consciousness, and give up this asat sanga tyag. We have to give it up. We have to give it up because this will be detrimental to our spiritual progress in life. As mentioned here, following regular principles. I mean, that is axiomatic. It means it has to be done. And Prabhupada mentioned Vaidhi sadhana. Vaidhi means we have to do it. Vaidhi sadhana means it's imperative. We have to do it. Otherwise, how will we get out of this entanglement of the material world? We have to make the sacrifice, the austerities, to come to that stage of Vaidhi. Vaidhi means rising early in the morning, practicing spiritual life, chanting Hare Krishna. And we have to, this is our practice, our routine. Every day we do this. Uh, Jai Sri Sri Radhanath ki, Sri Giriraj Govardhan ki, Sri Kurangama Prabhu Gaur Hari ki Jai. So the austerity, cleanliness, mercy, truthfulness, these are the principles that we have to uphold. And this is said, Dharma rests on these four pillars. If we say we are very religious, then we must abide by these four regular principles or support these pillars of religion. That is Dharma. When we follow these four principles, and that is just to be a human being, just to be on a human platform. Of course, and these other things are there to support that. Rising early, chanting Hare Krishna will foment that, or will embellish that. Because we need that support. How will you do it? And this chanting will give us a higher taste. And I'm sure you all have experienced that. And how we've given up sinful activity. It's not that we go to people and tell them, give up your sinful. No. We ask them to chant Hare Krishna. And by their own volition, and by their own voluntary agree to chant Hare Krishna, they will gradually give up this sinful activity. Gradually they will give it up. And we all experience that. How this chanting has embellished us in our consciousness and made a concise change or a transformation in our consciousness. Not that we have to give up our work or give up your household life, give up family life. No, you pursue these things, but still chant Hare Krishna. That's all they're saying. Chant Hare Krishna, and gradually you will come to that platform of getting a higher taste. This is the chanting Hare Krishna, the foremost process. Hearing and chanting. Shravanam Kirtanam. This is acting according to regular principles that mentioned in the purport. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. We chant and then we remember. Automatically we will remember. But these names of God, they are on the absolute platform. They are on the absolute platform. And there's non-different. There is no difference in the name and the form of chanting. In this Kali Yuga, the Lord is very kindly manifested in the form of the deity. The deity form, the Murti form we see on the altar, is the Lord's special mercy for us to come and worship Him, dress Him nicely, feed Him, and come and take darshan and offer prayers. And this is very, very purifying. And imagine you do this every day. How much your sublime your life will be. Is coming and taking darshan of the deities. If you have the opportunity to do that, then we should take advantage. This is favorable. Favorable discharge of devotional service. Anukul. We have to make our situation such a way that Krishna consciousness is the topmost priority. Whether we're working or we're in business, Krishna consciousness should be our priority. We have to make time for that. And then all the other things will automatically fall in. Time management. We follow the footsteps of our great acharyas. And we see how they also were householders. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was one of the standout. And he had so many children. He had like 13, right? 13 children, and he still had time to maintain them and still go do his duty as the judge. He was the deputy magistrate, and still have time to write Krishna conscious literature. How he did all this was amazing. Time management. So we learn from these great acharyas also. Srila Prabhupada The last 12 years of his life, from 69, he came to the West. And in 12 years, he traveled the globes like 14 times. He had a mission. He came with a mission. Time. Time. He was translating his books. He was managing the temple, managing the devotees, giving initiation at that age. So we can take shelter of such personalities. These are the pure devotees that we can take shelter of. Of course, Prabhupada's disciples are there. Also, the present day leaders of our society, they are very much surrendered to Srila Prabhupada, and they are also carrying this movement to another level. Also, we see so many temples have come up all over the world. So much devotees are joining. This is the, will be the, they said in Prabhupada said, as Kali Yuga progresses, this world will get, and it's also mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, this won't be a pleasant place to live. You don't want to hang around. You don't want to. So the golden years of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, the Sankirtan movement, is right now. Right now, it started 500 years ago. And for the next 10,000 years, will be golden years for us to embrace this Krishna consciousness, whether we like it or not. We will be swept by the tide of this Krishna consciousness movement. Yeah, so I was mentioning earlier on the pillars of religion. We have to, as long as we abide and follow that, then we'll become pure. And Prabhupada used this coffin. Purity is the force. This acronym he used. Purity is the force that will. He used 4. He said, books are the basis. The books are the basis of our Krishna consciousness. Preaching is the essence. Utility is the principle. Utility means Yukta Vairagya, we can use everything in Krishna consciousness. Everything, Yukta Vairagya. Utility is the principle. Purity is the force. Preaching is the essence. Books are the basis. And utility is the principle. So these 4, this Krishna conscious movement is revolving on these 4. That Srila Prabhupada used, he coined these phrases. Well, actually, it's he used it often, we'll say, and we have to somehow we also engage in such in changing our lives. We follow those principles. Yeah, we take vows at the time of initiation to abide by these principles. And of course, the key fact is we chant. We're mindful of the 10 offenses. We always, we remember the 10 offenses that we, and these 10 offenses also can be detrimental in our practice of Krishna consciousness. So every day we have to be mindful. We have to be remembering these 10 offenses. And in that way we can chant very nicely. We can chant with pure consciousness, with quality, and become perfect. So this is Anikul, accepting favorable discharge. We mentioned the 4 principles of religion, the 4 legs, dharma, austerity, mercy, cleanliness, and truthfulness. Now we take the converse of that. What is opposite of austerity? Opposite of austerity means intoxication. Intoxication, like we become habitual smokers or nicotine. These are all drugs that we become habituated to drinking um, uh, tea, coffee, that is also can be habit forming, alcohol, drugs. Uh, these are that can alter the consciousness. Anything that can change, alter the consciousness, and play havoc with our consciousness. That is detrimental. We have to practical. We have to give it up. But to give those things up, you have to have something higher. Anukul, we have to have something higher. And having something higher is association of devotees, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, reading Bhagavad Gita, chanting Hare Krishna, taking Krishna Prasad. The tongue is always wants to taste something, isn't it? When we're controlled by this mind, the mind is the repository for all the senses. Therefore, in the very beginning of this book, what is the first verse Rupa Goswami is highlighting? Vacha Vegam Manasa Grodha Vegam. The 6 pushings that hinder our spiritual advancement. Control of the tongue, control of the senses, the tongue, belly, genitals, the mind, the way we talk, all these things we have to control, bring it under control. But all these have to have support. We have to have a support base for all that. How will we do that? And accept some that's favorable. All those things are favorable, that is positive for our advancement. And we have to look, we have to see who's our role models and how we can follow. Oh, they are practicing very. I will try to follow like them. I will associate with them. And we take that association so that we can advance. That is proper Krishna consciousness. If we take association, that will benefit us. That will benefit us. We don't want to become victims of bad association. That is practical. That is practical. Therefore, these pillars of somehow we have to. This is Dharma. Rests on these 4 pillars, like I said. The principles of freedom. These are the principles of that will liberate us. Why is that? Because if we take the opposites of these 4 pillars, we said, I spoke about intoxication, opposite of austerity. Then we said mercy, opposite of mercy, meat eating. Now to eat meat, animals have to be killed, right? Therefore there's so much big slaughterhouses there. Are there? And you may think, no, I'm not killing this animal, I won't get karma. No, you will get karma. And he said there's like a, what's the word I'm trying to think? Complicity. We all are involved in complicity. From the person who eats, from the person who cooks it, from the person even who washes the dishes, from the farmer who keeps the animal, from the person who kills the animal, they all are complicit in what is called murder. So we all take some karma from that. So what karma means that we're bound. The more we indulge in such activities, we are bound. Just because we want to satisfy the wanton taste of the tongue. And we have to pay the price. You may think, oh, this is sense enjoyment, it's nice. But wait till the reactions come. You have to. By the laws of, we cannot escape the laws of nature. We cannot. We cannot. Austerity, mercy, truthfulness. Opposite of truthfulness, gambling. What is gambling? Going to casinos, yes. Mental speculation is also gambling. Time wasting, procrastination. Time wasting. Procrastination, what do you say? Is the thief of time. Time lost, never gained. We know that. So this is also a type of, we gamble with our life. We take a gamble. We gamble. Yes. So, mm, truthfulness, mm, gambling. Then, cleanliness. Opposite of cleanliness, illicit sex. And what's the uh, illicit sex leads to so many kind. We know AIDS is one of the big problems today. Gonorrhea, um, these are all sexually transmitted diseases. Um, one becomes senile when he indulges too much in sexual activity. In his youth, we could say the wasted youth, in the time they're 40, 50, they become senile. Senile means you lose your memory, your eyes, you lose the sense of smell, touch, all these things become, today this is the disease of senility, senile. That is sad. When we see people in their old age, they think, still want to enjoy, but no, because they wasted youth. Therefore, this Krishna consciousness is so structured. The Varna ashram, that children are trained from young, especially the boys. From 5, they're taken into Gurukul, away from the parents. Gurukul, study under the guru, teacher. And when the time they're 20, 25, they are very much qualified in transcendental knowledge, knowledge of the world. They learn all types of material knowledge as well as spiritual knowledge. And they learn respect, to see woman as their mother, every woman as their mother. So and they control. Their celibacy is the key to this type of brahmachari life. And this is there, it's very scientific. This Varna ashram is there. It's not something we call caste system. No, it's not. Krishna created this system. A very gradual system of coming to the point of becoming liberated from this material world. So when somebody is trained like that, then even if they decide to get married, they enter Grihastha life. Grihastha life means household life. They become very responsible because all the training is there. And they become very responsible. And they make good leaders also. And then at some point, at the age of over 50, one retires from household life and pursues, travels and visits the holy dham, travels and preaches. And then finally, sannyas. One becomes completely renounced from household life, from home, and he travels all over the world and preaches. So these 4 ashrams are there for gradual development of the human being. Yes. So in that kind of atmosphere, there's no chance. Everything is favorable. Even the children born of such, they are favorably because they've been everything. They follow the garbha, or the samskars are all followed very nicely. But when one is intoxicated person cannot control his senses. He cannot. You see a drunk walking, his mind is all the drink. There's a Japanese saying: first, the man takes a drink, then the drink takes a drink, and then the drink takes the man. This is a Japanese saying. The drink, that means he's completely inebriated. It affects the brain cells, and we become incoherent, isn't we? Cannot think clearly. We know all the symptoms of a drunk person. They cannot control their senses. And of course, in that situation, illicit sex is bound to be there. It's bound. Therefore, these principles are so important. that we follow these and we take vows to follow them, then we should maintain them. Basically, actually, we are, as I said, we are holding down, we dharma, we are upholding dharma. And in any organization, you have this, we are Sanatanas, we are this, we are that, but still they do. They take things out of context from Bhagavad Gita, and they follow certain thing, and they compromise. The kind of compromise we don't want that. Srimad Bhagavatam rejects that. Srimad Bhagavatam in the very beginning verse, it's Dharma projito kaitavo na paramo. It says it rejects all religion that is materially motivated. All that is materially motivated. And it gives you the highest. That is free from, it is pure. And we see that there's so much compromise, isn't in the religiosity. When I was younger, I had a lot of Muslim friends. And I would admire the way they would go to mosque every day, and they would fast, kind of fasting, and kind of some austerity was there. But at the end of the day, or the end of that, they would all smoke cigarettes and drugs and run after women. And I was thinking, hey, what is this? This is compromise. You follow something, but it is you want some material benefit from it. You're performing some austerity. No, but Krishna teaches differently. Krishna teaches who is the real Bhaktaram. Bhaktaram Jagya Tapasam. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. That the ultimate beneficiary, Krishna is saying himself, I am the beneficiary of all our Bhaktaram Jagya Tapasam, our yagyas, our austerities. He is the beneficiary. He is the beneficiary. That is favorable discharge of devotional service or everything we do. That is favorable when we follow the orders or the teachings of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Lord gave us Bhagavad Gita. He spoke Bhagavad Gita. Not only for Arjuna, but for all of us, for all of mankind. For all of mankind. And not only for that time 5,000 years ago, no. It's very much in the present age also. It's very, very needed right now. The Bhagavad Gita is such philosophical, and it is timeless, ageless. It is aparasaya. It is spoken not by man, by the Supreme. It is beyond any mundane understanding. Yes. And it is ever fresh. It is ever fresh. Bhagavad Gita is, like Krishna is also described, is Nava Yauvanam. Nava Yauvanam is ever youthful. If you look at pictures of Krishna, even when he was here, when he's talking to Arjuna, what's his age there? He's 120 years around there. And Arjuna was this, they were contemporaries. But does Krishna look old? Does he have a beard? Looks very old? No. He's ever youthful. He's maintained that. So therefore this Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge is Nava Yauvanam Cha. It is ever youthful. It's ever fresh. It is for this time. It is even for the future time. It will always exist there. So this is anukul. Accepting these things, that's favorable for our discharge. Hearing Bhagavatam. Following in the footsteps of the great acharyas. Associating with with devotees, in the proper meaning, pure devotees. I just want to round up here. We speak. Time is going. Yeah, we said how we become bound. I mentioned austerity and the opposite of intoxication. That normally, even a sober person, normally if he's in a conditioned state, he is also intoxicated by material glare of the material energy. We become intoxicated like that also, isn't? The glare of the material energy. You walk into the big supermarkets, the malls, you see all these things. I want this, that. So these are all the glare. These are become in Kali Yuga, the malls become the temples. You'll see if you go by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, all these malls are full. And look at the temple. It is practically empty, isn't it? So people, the old consciousness is kind of degenerated. You can see that. They think sense gratification becomes the goal for them. Yes. But, so austerity, mercy, truthfulness, we said, yeah, gambling, all these type of things. And cleanliness, we discussed that. So 5,000 years ago, in the Bhagavatam, King Parikshit is the great-grandson of the great Pandava dynasty, and he became the emperor. He became the emperor, and he is described as a Maha-Bhagavat. A Maha-Bhagavat. He's a king, same time he's a devotee of the Lord. He's a Maha-Bhagavat. And a Maha-Bhagavat means that all the residents or the subjects are also protected, is under his protection. Not only the humans, but even the animals are under his protection. So one day he's riding in the countryside, and he comes across a very inner scene, like a crime scene. He sees the bull, and he sees a cow is crying tears, and he sees the bull, already 3 legs of the bull have been broken by this Sudra person masquerading as a king. And this Sudra person is the personality of sinful activity called Kali. Not Mother Kali, but this is the personality of sin. Kali. So immediately, Parikshit jumps off his horse and he raises his sword and he's asking no questions. He wants to take the head of this. Why did you do this? Why did you do such a thing? And the so-called king, masquerading as a king, he protested and he pleaded for his life. Don't kill me. The Maharaj said, okay. He's a devotee. He has a soft heart also. He said, all right. As long as I'm king here, you cannot live here. You cannot survive. You have to get out of this kingdom. Because my kingdom is free from these 4 principles of sinful activity. I protect Dharma. I protect Dharma. And therefore you have to leave. So he banished him. So he banished Kali. So wherever Kali is present, you will see very flourishing. He says when the first discovered gold in the about 200 years ago, when gold was discovered by the pioneers who started, and immediately the city flourished. And what was there? What came with the gold brought? Liquor. There was bars, saloons, gambling saloons, brothel houses, So this is what Kali represents, these four pillars of sinful activity. Gambling, intoxication, illicit activities, meat eating, big slaughterhouses have come about. And all the media, you see in the billboards, you see naked, half-naked women advertising for this and that. So these are all the symptoms of Kali. You put the television on, you put the radio on. These are all disseminating this kind of very pratikul, not favorable for us. Not favorable. So we have to counter. So this Krishna conscious movement is there to counter the tide of Kali Yuga. So right from 5,000 years, Maharaj Pariksit is a devotee. He countered it. So we have to follow in that footsteps of Maharaj Pariksit. And even our leaders have to be, today's leaders are, they're questionable, isn't it? We have despotic leaders, tyrants, who just want power. And they'll do anything. They will kill and Lenin and all these, Hitler. They all were intoxicated by power. And they didn't last very long either. Time. They all history. We read about them in history now. Isn't? Talk of demons. So yeah, this Krishna has a great benefit will bring great benefit. Will stem the tide. And how we have to use the same media to process Krishna consciousness. Whatever's on, we have to use all these mass media things for the like Zoom, all these modern technology, like what the karmis are using. We have to use it. And a very nice analogy is given by the acharyas. He says, like a rat digs a hole and makes a house to live in. And the snake comes. Snake doesn't know how to dig a hole. It comes and consumes the rat and takes over the hole. So this analogy is given that whatever the karmis, they are very good at inventing, and we have to use that in Krishna's service, like this microphone. Then Prabhupada used a dictaphone, a typewriter, computer, whatever is modern, jet plane, ships, motor cars. We can use it in Krishna's service. Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya. Utility is the principle. So, yeah, we have to accept. The point is, Anukul become Anukul. Accept everything that's favorable for you. Thank you very much. Nectar of instruction, ki, Sri Upadeshamrita ki, Sri Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Go Premanandi, Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments?